I didn't want to do it, but last week's banger at the Apex had me like, hold on now. Maybe these are worth breaking down. Maybe these Apex fight nights, at least for now, are worth breaking down. So here we are. Let's jump into it. All right, first fight of the night. We got Jackson Mcvey, Zachary, Reece. Okay, so, yeah, I believe Jackson Mcvey, he was supposed to make his debut on short notice, right? Didn't actually fight, if I'm right, if I'm correct. Whereas, like, Zachary Reece, he's kind of had an up and down career as of late, but has showed a lot of promise. Good power on the feet. Shit cardio, though. Very, very bad cardio, so... You know what? A lot of these are just gonna be quick. We're not gonna get too deep into the weeds, at least on these earlier fights. I'm gonna go Zachary Reece simply because Mcvey is making his debut. Wish it would let me pull his record. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Zachary Reece. Power advantage. I think he can put Jackson Mcvey away. They talk about the UFC jitters in your first UFC fight. That's kind of a real thing, man. That's a real thing unless you're a super high level, like former champ or champion in another organization. You know, Patchy Mix excluded. So, yeah, we'll go Zachary Reece. Let's go first round knockout. First round knockout for Zachary Reece. Moving on. Miles Johns, Daniel Marcos. Johns isn't bad, but I'm going to go Marcos here simply because he's just had either more competitive fights or like wins against higher level opponents than Miles Johns. Miles Johns coming off a close fight with Gene Matsumoto, which is impressive, but like Marcos has beat guys like Adrian Yanez, Davey Grant, pretty solid wins. He's decent enough at striking, well-rounded enough with wrestling. He's always moving forward. He's not the greatest in the world. This isn't a super high-level fight. Johns did look good in his last fight, but like this fight, is going to go to a decision. And, like, I'm counting on Marcos to, like, even if he doesn't technically win, I'm counting on him to pull a robbery decision like we've seen so many times in his career. But I do think he can outstrike Johns on the feet. I think his defensive wrestling is good enough, to at least pop back up if he does get taken down or, stuff most of the takedowns. Obviously, big, strong bantamweight. So we'll go Marcos getting a 3 rounds, outpoint you kind of a decision. Moving on. Tecia Pennington, Denise Gomes. Oh, man. I'm going to go Denise Gomes. Fuck. I don't know. Shit. This is a tricky one, man. This is a tricky one. What has Tecia been up to? I got to see what Ticia's been on. Because, like, I know... Tecia is like the queen of getting robbed. I swear. She won the Mackenzie Dern fight. They gave it to Mackenzie Dern. God, what's the other one? Tabitha Ricci. She won that fight. They gave it to Tabitha Ricci. Luana Pinheiro. That's another ranked win. Beat Carla Esparza. Damn. Man, I don't know. Yeah, lost to Tabitha Ricci. Lost to Mackenzie Dern. Knocked out Sam Hughes. Damn, I don't know. I might actually go Tecia Pennington here. Simply because, like, Denise Gomes, like, you look at her wins and they're, like, by knockout. And it's like, this is a significant jump up in competition from Elise Reed to Tecia Pennington. Are you kidding me? Significant jump up in competition. And it's like, Tecia doesn't get chin, dude. She just doesn't. She's a little freight train. Similar to Gomes. Gomes is also a little freight train. And I don't know, man. Like, if you're picking Denise Gomes in this fight, you're kind of counting on her chinning, Tecia Pennington in the first round or the second round, right? Or throughout the fight, I guess, and she has shown to be able to do that. Yeah, like I'm looking at a decision like that was just last year over like almost a 40-year-old Carolina Kovalevich, who, just got knocked around in her last fight by Julia Pilastri. You took her to a decision. You know, split decision with Eduardo Mora. I mean, this is a significant jump up in competition, and like Tecia just doesn't get chin, dude. So I'm gonna go Tecia Pennington by decision here. I think like obviously the wrestling probably won't be there for Gomes. Tecia has excellent defensive wrestling. She's good at not getting chin. Like, you know, does she necessarily do much? No, but I think she'll do enough to outpoint Denise Gomes to a 3-round decision, kind of a 29-28 pitter-patter decision kind of deal. Moving on. Josh Hokit, Max Gimenis. Supposedly Josh Hokit has pretty good wrestling. And in the heavyweight division, dude, that's going to pay dividends, especially when you're in the unranked or the lower rankings of the division where people are kind of just fat blobs, right? So we'll go Josh Hokit. I think he can get Max Gimenis down. Probably get him in pull off the ground and pound TKO. Let's say round one, ground and pound TKO for Josh Hokit. Moving on. Mayra Bueno Silva, Jaqueline Cavalcanti. Dude, I just think Mayra Bueno Silva just isn't that good. So I'm gonna go Jaqueline Cavalcanti. Like, you know, Jaqueline Cavalcanti. I mean, she beat Nunes, not the Amanda Nunes, not the Guote, the little goblin Nunes, right? The little short goblin who used to fight up at featherweight. She beat her. Who else did she beat? Man, this site is having issues. She beat Nunes, who's, you know, kind of a little goblin marauder. Avila, Nora Cornell. That's a solid win, dude. Nora Cornell is tough, right? Super tough. Fair. I mean, not the highest quality wins, but like Cornell, that's definitely a good one. And I know it was a split decision, but Cornell is super technical, dangerous, has power. I'm just like kind of like I'm still in disbelief that Bueno Silva choked out Holly Holm, but I guess it was like 42-year-old Holly Holm. You know, I mean, it's like you look at Silva. Obviously last year she got dominated by Jasmine Jazz the Vicious. Never really did anything in that fight. If I can remember right, wasn't she throwing a temper tantrum because like she just like couldn't do anything to Jasmine Jazz the Vicious? Yeah, that's her last fight, February. You know, got beat up by Macy Chiasson, lost to Raquel Pennington. Yeah, I think Cavalcanti can pull this off by decision. This is going to be another pitter pat. Let's move on. Ricky Simone, Raoni Barcelos. I'm going to go Ricky Simone in this fight, you know, because, like, you look at both guys, like, I feel like Ricky Simone is much more well-rounded. Raoni Barcelos, he's just much more of a grappler, puts a pace on people. He's well-conditioned, all right? He is tough. He is underrated, but, like, Ricky Simone, like, this is a significant leap up. Jesus, I'm stuttering. Significant leap up for Raoni Barcelos from Cody Garbrandt in his last fight, who he won a competitive decision against, okay? Before that, it was Peyton Talbot, pre-takedown defense Peyton Talbot. You know, I just think Raoni Barcelos' best attribute, his wrestling, is just not going to work on Ricky Simone. And the reason I say that is because, like, I hold, like, an All-American in wrestling above, like, a national champion in Brazil. Dude, the competition level is just not the same. It's not. The wrestling in the USA is just much more high level than Brazil. So I don't think he's going to have much success with the takedown over Simone. He's not going to chin him on the feet. I honestly could see Simone chinning this guy, dude. I think Raoni Barcelos is just really going to commit heavy to the wrestling. Simone is going to just stuff that. And I think eventually he's gonna catch him and put him away probably like round 3. I know Barcelos is pretty crafty. He's tough. He's been in the UFC a while. But I just don't think there's anything he can do to Simone. So Simone, second round knockout. Moving on. Feature prelim. We got Hyder, Amil, Jamall, Emmers. I'm going to go Jamall, Emmers. Look, like Hyder, Amil, right? He's coming off the first round knee knockout to Jose Delgado. Jose is pretty elite. Before that, it was like kind of a competitive decision with William Gomes, who just has no power and has decent striking. Like, dude, Jamall Emmers can throw serious hands. right? I'm trying to think of his, like, it's so hard to remember these guys' last fight. I know he was coming off a knockout where I was just like, how is this dude not ranked? Because, like, honest to God, Jamall Emmers, I think that was his last fight. Yeah, Miranda. Put Miranda away in the first round. Like, honest to God, I had never seen a Jamall Emmers fight before that fight. And I was super impressed, dude. He can throw serious hands. You know, tall guy for the division. Just looking at the reach here. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Look, 4-inch reach advantage. Hyder Amil is going to competitive decisions with William Gomes, a guy who doesn't have the ability to knock you the fuck out. Jamall Emmers is going to use that reach. He's got great combinations, solid boxing. I honestly think Hyder Amil, I don't know. I thought before he was kind of a blockhead who couldn't get knocked out, but you seen what Jose Delgado did to him. I like Jamall Emmers here, man. First or second round knockout. Let's go first. I think Jamall puts the hands on him. I think he uses the range very well and puts Hyder Amil away. Gets a good. I'm gonna assume he's probably the underdog. I can't see the odds here though, but we'll go Jamall Emmers first round knockout. All right, now on to the. I almost said pay per view. Fuck. On to the main card. CLD Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. Man, I'm kind of leaning Leroy Duncan here, but I mean Tulio beat Gore, Potieria. I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning CLD here. I know Tulio is tough. I know this could be it's probably gonna be a war in all honesty, but I can just see CLD doing a bit more. Outpointing him just a bit more. This could be a split decision here for Christian Leroy Duncan or a very close competitive 29-28. But it's a tough one, but I'll stick with Christian Leroy Duncan. He's dynamic. You know, he has ability. He's coming off like a spinning back elbow knockout. Pretty dynamic, good with his kicks. I'm going to count on him to outpoint Marco Tulio over 3 rounds. Moving up. Chris Padilla Ismael Bonfim. Ismael. Whew. Need a speech coach or something here. I totally forgot that Chris Padilla is undefeated in the UFC, and he just I'm gonna pick him because I just think he makes better decisions. Bonfim is tough, but Padilla is not a guy who's just gonna sabotage himself in a fight, right? He makes good decisions. He's well rounded everywhere. Fuck. Man, dude, this is the hard part of these Apex cards. Is I forgot who he fought last. Okay, so he's coming off a split decision over Jai Herbert. Rongju. I think that's Rongju. TKO, and then a submission over James Lontop. You got to remember, James Lontop took Mauricio Hufi to a competitive decision. Yeah, we'll go Chris Padilla over Ismael Bonfim. I'll probably say decision for Chris Padilla here. I don't see him submitting or knocking out Bonfim. So, yeah, I'm just counting on Chris Padilla to just be the smarter, more high IQ fighter in there. Outpoint Bonfim to a decision. Let's move on. Muslim spinning back kick Salikhov. Dude's out here at 40 years old just throwing the snappiest spinning back kicks you've ever seen. I'm going to pick him to beat Uros Medic. What are we doing with the matchmaking here, dude? Salikhov he's on a 3-fight win streak. His last fight, he knocked out Carlos Leal, an up-and-coming prospect who gave Renat Fakhretdinov he beat Renat Fakhretdinov, right? Muslim Salikhov knocked him the fuck out in round 1. Why is he fighting Uros Medic now, dude? Uros Medic is super hittable. Salikhov has it all, dude. He can knock you out with a spinning back kick. He's got heavy hands. He's in the best shape of his life at 42, 43 years of age. He's just too explosive. He's too heavy-handed, and I'm counting on him to knock Medic out. Probably round 1. This is just a clear mismatch. Don't let that 11-3 record deceive you. Muslim Salikhov is going to put hands on Uros Medic and get him out of there in round 1. Moving on. Matt Schnell. Now, this is the co-main event. I just realized this is the co-main event. Matt Schnell, Joseph Morales. God, I don't know what. I was like looking through Matt Schnell's UFC record, and I remember there was a fight night he was on where he was fighting Mateus Nicolau, right? A guy who just has no chin, right? And he was ranked number 7 at the time. And I'm just like going through this guy's UFC record here. Like Jimmy Flick, he beat Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick is like an old man trapped in like a 30-something-year-old's body. He moves like a fucking old man, okay? Lost to Cody Durden. Knocked out by Steve Erceg. No shame in that. Knocked out by Nicolau. He was ranked 7th at that point. He was ranked 7th in the flyweight division. Okay? Sumudarji. He submitted Sumudarji. Okay, not bad. Lost to Royval. Lost to Bontarin. Beat Nam. Lost to Pantoja. Espinoza. Beat Smolka. Like, how the fuck did this guy ever... Dude, like, Matt Schnell, like, all of his losses, like, almost all of his losses are by, like, brutal knockout. Like, the guy just has no chin. But, like, Joseph Morales, man, like, I don't know. Can we pull up? Thank you. Thank you very much. Like, Idris, submission. Lost to Shelton. So he had to make his way back to the UFC because he was in the UFC, got cut, made his way back, got a submission win. I don't know, dude. Schnell has no chin, but like he is fucking crafty, dude. Like he's been in the game a while. I don't know, man. I'll probably pick Matt Schnell. I don't see Joseph Morales submitting him. I don't see him really. Fuck. Could he knock him out? I'm going to go Matt Schnell. I don't know. I might regret it. He is very, very, very chinny. But he also is very technical. He has good grappling. He can control people on the ground. You know, he's pretty savvy. Pretty crafty. So, let's go Matt Schnell to pull off a decision win here over Joseph Morales. That's your co-main event. Now, oh man, the biggest fight of 2025. We got Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. Randy Rude Boy Brown. I fucked up that announcement. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go Randy Brown. Honestly, like I'm sorry, but Gabriel Bonfim, dude, you're out here going to a competitive split decision where you arguably lost to a 40-plus-year-old Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, dude. It's like, I don't know, man. Like I don't feel like I've seen this guy look super impressive for a while. I mean, I don't know. He submitted Chaos Williams. I don't rate that too highly. Ange Lusa, I don't rate that win too highly. Dude, he was beating the shit out of Nicholas Dalby, but like got tired and Dalby came back and absolutely just destroyed him with pace and finished him. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go with Randy Rude Boy Brown. You know, like Randy Rude Boy Brown did. Okay, here's the difference. Gabriel Bonfim started well against Nicholas Dalby, ran out of gas, got TKO'd by Dalby in the second round. Randy Brown absolutely fucking destroyed Nicholas Dalby. Made him look like a fucking amateur in there. Put him away with one of the nastiest, I think it was like a left hook, one of the nastiest left hook knockouts I've ever seen, dude. Styled on that guy, was talking shit to him, and then is like, I'm just gonna knock you the fuck out, dude. Randy Brown's only lost to the elite of the league. You know, like this is a guy who actually, like Randy Brown is not losing to a 40-plus-year-old Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Randy Brown would fucking destroy Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at this point. Seriously, that Wonderboy Thompson I saw against Gabriel Bonfim, dude, Randy Brown would eat that dude alive, man. Like, you look at Randy Brown. Okay, this was a robbery. Robbery lost to Brian Battle. He pieced Brian Battle the fuck up in that fight. Go back and watch it. Tell me Brian Battle didn't lose that fight. Dos Santos, crafty guy. Salikhov. That's a win that's aging well. Salikhov has not lost since this fight. Okay? Turman, okay, he lost to JDM. Right? He's lost to JDM. That's about it, dude. Vicente Luque back in 2020. Vicente was different back then, dude. That was a top. That was like almost a borderline top 5 welterweight back then. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is 2018. This shit don't matter anymore. Okay, this shit don't matter anymore. You know, post 2018, Randy only loses to the very fucking best, the current world champion, a lot of people are picking to beat Islam Makhachev. That's the last guy, like, who gave him, like, who clearly beat him, because Brian Battle did not beat him. I just think, like, I mean, what does Gabriel Bonfim do here? Like, Randy Brown, like, he's got really solid takedown defense. He's difficult to take down. There's no way in hell you're going to outstrike Randy Brown on the feet. He's going to style on you. He's going to clown you. And I just don't think Bonfim has, like, super, like, dominant grappling ability. He looked really dominant in the Bonfim. He looked really dominant in the Nicholas Dalby fight with his grappling, but that's like a much lower level guy than Randy Brown, dude. You look at like a guy who's more high level in Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the grappling wasn't really that significant throughout that fight. That's why it went to a split decision, because like Wonderboy was able to get back up and, you know, give him problems. I think Randy Brown probably puts him away, dude. Like, I think he probably knocks him the fuck out. It's gonna take some time, but I'm gonna go Randy Brown. I think he's just gonna piece him up on the feet all night, and I think he's gonna put Bonfim away round 3. So that's it. That's the predictions. I think I even went longer than I wanted to for this card, but hey, UFC Fight Night predictions. Like and subscribe. Let me know your picks in the comments. Until next time.